San Antonio Police Department. This critical incident video release is intended to provide you with information, as the department currently understands it, about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on September 16th on the 3100 block of Roosevelt Avenue. I will walk you through the video, relevant to the facts of the incident as we know them so far. Content of this video may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. At approximately 9:30 p.m., South Patrol officers were dispatched to the 3100 block of Roosevelt for a robbery in progress. The San Antonio Police Department received several calls for a male suspect that was stealing items from a restaurant storage and was armed with a gun and a machete. A caller informed dispatch that several employees were chasing after the suspect and that the suspect had taken out a gun on one of the waiters outside of the restaurant and had jumped the fence from the restaurant. The suspect then ran to the apartment complex. Another caller said that she was working inside the restaurant when she was alerted that a suspect had taken their backpacks. One of the employees immediately went to the storage container and observed the male jump the fence and run towards the apartment complex. The employee then jumped the fence and ran after the suspect. After initially losing sight of the suspect, the employee heard some yelling and went over to where his co-workers were confronting the suspect. The employee observed the suspect holding their stolen backpacks. The employee recognized his backpack, which contained his water bottle on the side, and went to retrieve it from the suspect. The suspect then took out a machete and began swinging it at this employee. The employee backed away out of fear of getting hurt.
San Antonio 911, this is George. Do you need police, fire, or EMS?
Police.
To a location?
We're at Roosevelt Avenue. We're right behind the Mexican restaurant. We're outside working on my car, but some people were stealing from storage and police were running after him. And the guy who stole stuff took out a machete and took out a gun.
And it was just one male?
Yeah, one male.
The suspect threatened multiple people with a machete prior to the arrival of officers. As officers arrived, the suspect ran on foot through the complex. An arriving officer was able to locate the suspect as the suspect tripped and fell in front of the officer. The suspect stood up from the ground, displaying the large machete, and ignored the officer's commands to stop and drop the machete. The suspect then began to flee from the officer, maintaining the machete in his hand. Fearing the suspect would seriously injure or kill a civilian or another arriving officer, the officer fired 2 rounds and struck the suspect.
Shot! Get that shit out my face!
Here's a slowed-down version of the suspect with the machete as one of the employees is standing next to him. Officers provided life-saving measures to the suspect at the scene prior to EMS arrival. The suspect, identified as 46-year-old Jesus Hernandez, was pronounced deceased at the scene. The reported gun was not located at the crime scene. Investigations into deadly force are comprehensive and can take over a year. A reminder, this is our current understanding of the situation and could change as investigators gather more information. The San Antonio Police Department does not make any determinations as to whether procedures were followed until all facts are known. All officer-involved shootings are forwarded to the Bexar County District Attorney's Office for review. As of this publication, the investigation remains ongoing.